Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let me start a discussion that we have started in our last class. Right. Just 1 minute. Just give me 2 minutes. I will join you back. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So I would like to start the class now. So I'm telling you that we have started our discussion on inventory management model, and one of the most fundamental and the conceptual model of inventory management is EOQ model, which we also call it as basic EOQ model. We have already discussed with you the key calculations involved in EOQ model, the assumptions and all, especially the economic order quantity, the calculation of economic order quantity. That is what we have discussed with you in our previous class. And I hope you can easily recall the numerical problem that I shared, and we all have calculated the EOQ value for that problem. Then we have later on extended our discussion on total cost of inventory, which in the initial part of the discussion I told you that it has two major components. It has two major components. Component number one is the holding cost, and component two is the ordering cost. Then some modification has been made, and total cost of inventory can also consist of three components. One additional component is added, and that additional component is the purchase cost, which is P into D, if you recall the formula that I have discussed with you. Symbols has its own meaning. EOQ is sometimes EOQ, it can be also represented as Q or Q asterisk. Capital D is annual demand, S is the ordering cost, and H is the holding cost. I also discussed with you how we have derived the formula of our economic order quantity, and the most important thing, you can recall the moment we talk about inventory, you can recall the graphs which I have discussed with you. The graph which tells us about the cost, the total cost, the holding
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Sayyid Muhammad Mustafa Hassan, are you there? Sayyid Mohammad Mustafa Hassan. Okay, I have noted it
Hello.
down. Yes, sir. Asif sir, please continue. जी आसिफ सर अस्सलाम वालेकुम। I'm checking it. Just give me a moment.
Am I audible to you, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I have changed my laptop because there is some problem of internet connectivity at our end. So now I would like to show you my PowerPoint presentation, whereby we will start another model of inventory. Yes, are you able to see the slides now?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You're okay.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
हाँ ठीक है ऐसे कर ठीक है ओके सो this is the numerical problem which we have discussed in basic EOQ model. Now I just wanted to tell you one thing. If you can recall that at the starting of the discussion in inventory management, I told you that primarily we have three models of inventory, right? First model, we call it as basic EOQ model. Second model, we will call it as production order quantity model. And third model, we will call it as discounting model. So this is the scheme of discussion. This is the different types of model that we have, and the basic EOQ model which we have already covered. Now, before we move to the second level of model, I would like to discuss with you one important calculation which is very useful in inventory management. Now, that calculation is related to a point. Like I recall, one student have asked this question to me that we place the order and we get the order. And I told you that in case of a basic inventory model, this process of filling the inventory is quite instantaneous, right? So we replenish the inventory instantaneously. But practically speaking, the time lag, the time gap between placing the order and getting the order always exists. And this gap period, which I have already discussed it with you, is known as lead time. So suppose I placed the order today, that is 30th of September, and I get the delivery 2 days from now, that is 2nd of October, for example. So these 2 days will become the lead time. Now, what is the importance of lead time? The importance of lead time is that we should have to prepare ourselves to face the condition of lead time. हमें अपने आप को उस लीड टाइम के लिए रेडी रखना पड़ता है कि इतने टाइम लगेगा प्लेसिंग द ऑर्डर एंड गेटिंग द ऑर्डर. सो अकॉर्डिंगली वी हैव टू प्रिपेयर आवरसेल्फ. एंड दैट इज व्हाट द रीजन दैट यू प्लेस द ऑर्डर एट अ स्पेसिफिक टाइम. आप ऑर्डर जब नहीं प्लेस करते जब इन्वेंट्री बिल्कुल जीरो हो जाएगी, आप पहले से ऑर्डर प्लेस करके रखेंगे ताकि यू हैव द commodity, you have the material in hand before the inventory get consumed, before the inventory reach to the level of zero. Now, the point at which you place the order, in the language of operations management, in the language of inventory management, we call it as reorder point or ROP. Now, I will show you the diagram that will help you to understand it. This diagram is the reorder point curve. This is nothing but it is a portion of the graph which I discussed with you previously. On x-axis, you have the time period. On y-axis, you have the Q, that is quantity, that is inventory level. Now you see, we started with EOQ, that is Q asterisk, and as the time passes, the inventory gets consumed. And you see the downward curve, it is going down. Right? Now, it get down till we reach to the level of zero inventory. But before we reach to the level of zero inventory level, we have to place our order. This point at which we place the order before it gets zero is known as reorder point. आप देख रहे हैं डायग्राम में ROP लिखा हुआ है. This is the reorder point. Now the question is, how do we calculate the reorder point? Do we have any mathematical formula for calculating reorder point? The answer is yes. We have a mathematical formula to calculate the reorder point. Calculate the reorder. Now, what is that formula? That I am going to discuss it with you. Now, see this formula which I have mentioned, which I have already given it to you. The formula. This is the formula of reorder point. Now, if you see the formulation, there are two symbols which are used, small d and capital L. And reorder point is nothing but it is a product of d into L. That is a product of d and L. Right? Now, d, that is small d, is nothing but demand per day. That is daily demand, we call it as. The small d, capital D kya tha? Annual demand. Small d is what? Daily demand. So, what is the level of demand each day? That is small d. And it needs to be multiplied with capital L, that is lead time. Lead time, as you all know, the time gap between placing the order and getting the order. Now, the question is that if annual demand is given in the question, अगर annual demand question में दे रखी है, तो daily demand हम कैसे निकालेंगे? That is small d. The formula, if you see that small d is annual demand capital D divided by the number of working days. So annual demand is suppose 2000. And number of working days is 250. So 2000 divided by 250. That gives you the daily demand, which is small d. So I'm repeating my point that in inventory management, we have a very important calculation which we call it as reorder point. It is the point at which we place the order. And it comes before the inventory gets zero. For the calculation of reorder point, we need to multiply small d with capital L, where capital L is the lead time and small d is nothing but it is the daily demand. Now things will become more clearer if I show you the numerical problem. And I'm again repeating that feel free to discuss if anything is not clear. because we believe that this is the first time you are learning this concept of inventory management. So feel free to discuss. I will show you a numerical problem that will help you to understand. Now, this is a numerical problem of iPod. And what it is given in the question, if you see, it is given in the question that the annual demand for the iPod is 8,000 per year. So the product under consideration is iPod, which is 8,000 per year. Total number of working hours 250. Now the first thing is they want to calculate the reorder point. Now based on this data, we have to calculate the reorder point. A reorder point is a small d into capital L, right? Lead time is already given, which is 3 days. So lead time is given to you 3 days. That is the lead time. And then if this is the lead time, that is capital D is 3 days, small d is the only unknown. अगर इस पूरे क्वेश्चन में हमें कुछ निकालना है तो that is small d. And small d is nothing but it is capital D divided by the number of working days. And capital D is 8,000 annual demand divided by 250, that is the number of working days. So if you see in the question itself, it comes out to be 32 units of daily demand.
Sir, small d is also reorder point. ROP is also reorder point.
Small d is not the reorder point. Small d is the demand per day. That is daily demand. Okay, and reorder point is ROP, which is calculated by small d into capital L. Capital L क्या है? Capital L lead time है. इस क्वेश्चन में कितना दे रखा है? 3 days. Now the only thing that we need to put it in the formula is small d. Small d is total demand, annual demand. Like in iPod, it comes out to be 8,000 and divided by the number of working days. Number of working days 250 days. आपने उसे divide कर दिया, you will get 32. Now what is the reorder point then? 32 multiplied by 3 days, that is 96 units. So reorder point that is coming out to be this, that is 96 units.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir,
Yes,
is
please.
it necessary? Yes, sir. I have a question. Is it necessary to calculate the reorder point in terms of per day? I mean, to calculate small capital D in terms of per day. Can be calculated in terms of per month?
No, your question is that it is necessary to calculate ROP, reorder point.
No, sir. Is it necessary to calculate the ROP in terms of per day? I mean, can I also calculate in terms of per year or per month?
Usman, if you see the final calculation, let's see the calculation. ROP is not per day, or ROP is not weekly, or ROP is not yearly or quarterly. ROP is the quantity. Reorder point is the quantity. And if you see, it is coming out to be 96 units. It is coming out to be 96 units. ये कितना निकल कर आ रहा है? 96. What does it? Try to understand the meaning. इसका मतलब क्या है 96 units का? The point is that जब आपका inventory level 96 unit पर पहुंचेगा, when your inventory level reach to the point 96 units, the trigger will come. And what is this trigger? That this is the level at which you have to place your inventory, place your order. तो जैसे ही suppose करिए आपने 1000 से start किया था and you started from 1000 and then you get down, आपके inventory consume हो रही है. The moment you reach to 96, there is a trigger, and that trigger is that you have to place the order. Now, as far as your question about days are concerned, we have to do it in days. Reason is lead time is in days. If you see the lead time is 3 days. Now, when the lead time is 3 days, you have to understand that we have to multiply it with daily demand. That is annual demand divided by the total number of working hours. That will give me, the idea of the reorder point. क्या reorder point क्या है? ये simple जो calculation है सिर्फ ये है कि हमने देखा कि lead time 3 days का है, तो हमें ये अंदाजा लगा के रखना है कि इन 3 दिनों में हम कैसे अरेंजमेंट करेंगे अपने इन्वेंट्री का. तो हमने उन 3 डेज को मल्टीप्लाई करा डेली रिक्वायरमेंट से. डेली रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है? डेली डिमांड जो कि इसके इसमें 32 आ रही है, तो मैंने अंदाजा लगाया कि 32 यूनिट्स पर डे मुझे चाहिए और लीड टाइम 3 दिन का है, तो आई हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई 32 विथ 3. मान लीजिए लीड टाइम 10 डेज का होता, सो आई हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई डेली डिमांड विथ 10. मान लीजिए जो लीड टाइम होता वो 8 डेज होता, सो आई हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई विथ 3 विथ दिस 8, एंड दैट गिव्स मी द आइडिया ऑफ योर.
So what is this lead time depicted?
Keshu, lead time is very simple. You place the order and there would be some time lag between placing the order and getting the order. That waiting time is the lead time. अब आप बताइए, हमें सप्लायर ने पहले ही बता दिया कि अगर आज ऑर्डर प्लेस करोगे तो 3 दिन बाद डिलीवरी होगी आपके पास. अब बताइए कि हम 3 दिन तो फिर क्या करें, हम हाथ पे हाथ धरे बैठे ना यहाँ पर. ऐसे ही हमें वी हैव टू प्रिपेयर आवरसेल्फ. ये जो गैप पीरियड आया 3 डेज का, वी हैव टू एस्टिमेट द रिक्वायरमेंट. और वो रिक्वायरमेंट एस्टिमेट कैसे होगी? वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट द डेली डिमांड, एंड डेली डिमांड इज ऑलरेडी देयर, 32 यूनिट्स मल्टीप्लाइड विद लीड टाइम दैट इज 3. मान लीजिए सप्लायर कहते हैं कि लीड टाइम 3 नहीं है 4 डेज है, तो वी मल्टीप्लाइड विद 4. दिस इज द क्वेश्चन दैट वी हैव टू कैरी. दिस इज द सेफ्टी that we have to carry. That's good that you are asking questions. Any other thing? Small d is clear, that is daily demand. Capital L is clear, that is a reorder point. जो time gap होगा placing the order and getting the order, that's important. आगे बढ़ो. Shall I move ahead?
Sir, it may be wrong sometimes.
For example, how can you, any situation in which it get wrong?
We estimated our daily demand 32, but it may exceed 32. For example, someday we got an order of 40 units, but then in that case it may be wrong.
Someday it may be 40, you are right. Someday it would be 28 also. Someday it would be 22 also. So that uncertainty is always there. You are right that this is not a model which incorporate all these small uncertainties. लेकिन अगर ये चेंज आएगा तो वो उसी में एवरेज वैल्यू में एडजस्ट हो जाएगा. आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं. इट इज नॉट नेसेसरीली दैट डेली इज रिक्वायरमेंट इज 32. कभी 40 भी हो सकती है और कभी 28 भी हो सकती है और कभी 22 भी हो सकती है. सो जो प्लस माइनस हो रहा है वो इसमें एडजस्ट हो जाएगा. पॉसिबिलिटी ये है कि इसमें एडजस्ट हो जाए. I hope you are getting the point.
So this is the minimum units we need to maintain, right?
This is the number of units that you need to maintain in order to overcome the problem of lead time, so that you would have sufficient stock in your inventory and you can meet out your requirement during the lead time. That's the entire calculation of reorder. ठीक है. अगर reorder point ना होता तो क्या होता? आप सिनेरियो इमेजिन करिए. If suppose I don't want to calculate reorder point, तो फिर आप कब प्लेस करते ऑर्डर को अपने? When will you place your order if reorder point is not there? बताइए, आप ऑर्डर कब प्लेस करते? जब इन्वेंट्री 0 हो जाती. तो जब इन्वेंट्री 0 हो जाती तब आप ऑर्डर प्लेस करते. अब इन्वेंट्री 0 होने के बाद इन्वेंट्री आप ऑर्डर प्लेस करते हो और सप्लायर आपसे ये कहता कि अभी 3 दिन का टाइम चाहिए मुझे सप्लाई करने के लिए, तो उन 3 दिनों में तो आपको शट डाउन करना पड़ता पूरा अपना. सो दैट इज द प्रोविजन ऑफ रीऑर्डर पॉइंट कि ये सिचुएशन ना आए कि आप आखिरी दिन ऑर्डर प्लेस कर रहे हैं और आखिरी दिन पर आपको पता चला कि सप्लायर ने कह दिया कि मुझे 4 दिन का टाइम चाहिए आपको सप्लाई करने के लिए, तो अब आपने तो यू हैव टू शट डाउन योर ऑपरेशन. So that is what we have. We have to prepare ourselves. That is a reorder point that you place the order beforehand. And this is calculated by small d into capital N. Shall I move ahead now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, with this, I would like to move with the second model of inventory management. The first one is basic EOQ model, which you have seen that it consists of mathematical formulas for calculating EOQ, holding cost, carrying cost, and reorder point. The last point which I have discussed with you, the last point which I have discussed with you is
So,
yes, please.
so if multiple of is in your production line, and we need the
Varis, I'm sorry. Varis, I'm sorry. Your voice is breaking.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Varis, can you write your question in the chat box so that I can see? I'm not able to hear you properly. You can write your query in the chat box. So shall I move ahead now? I'll start talking about this model. Yeah, if we are ordering two objects and lead time. The various question is that if we are ordering two objects and lead time of the object is different, then how we will calculate? We are ordering two objects and lead time of object. So two objects means two different equations. Two different equations. Formula. First question is that if we are, whatever I am talking to you is for a single product. First question is that what would happen if there are two products, product A and product B, and both the products have different lead time. So what is my answer to your question is that we have to handle the inventory calculation for the two products separately. Product A, we will calculate separately. Product B, we will calculate separately. Even if these two products are combined to each other, but we have to, take them differently because in terms of the product category, they are different. They have a unique ID. They have a unique characteristic. They have a unique features. So we will treat the two products differently altogether. Okay. So I'll move it now. Now, the model under consideration, which is there, is a quantity discount model. Right? The name itself gives you an idea, and I have already tell you a basic principle that if you buy in bulk, if you buy in large quantity, you may get the benefit of discount or quantity discount. Suppose if I am placing an order of 100 units. The per unit price will be ₹5. If you see, let's take the example which is there in the table. If you place an order up to 99,999, that is less than 1,000, you have to pay. You see the change, right? So initially, when we are ordering from 0 to 999, the price is $5. जैसे ही हमने order quantity बढ़ाई 1,000 to 1,999, it comes out to be 4.80, and the moment we place the order above 2,000, the per unit price get reduced to 4.75. So from 5 to 4.75, this is the reduction in the price due to increase in the volume. That's the important thing that you have to understand. Now, how do we handle this type of problem? How do we estimate? अब हमें कैसे estimate करेंगे economic order quantity when the supplier is offering us quantity discount and we are looking for the best deal? So if you are looking for the best deal, how do we do so? right? So, dear student, we are talking about the quantity discount model in which the situation is already there. There are three range of quantity and every range is offering you a discount. It's a very simple phenomena. If you go to a market and you want to buy one pen that costs rupees 30, but if you want to buy 100 pens, definitely they will give you some discount. अक्सर ऐसा होता है, हम डिपार्टमेंट में कोई कॉन्फ्रेंस करा रहे होते हैं या कोई इवेंट कराने होते हैं, हमें बल्क में परचेज करना होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कॉन्फ्रेंस किट है, बैग है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम बैग दे रहे हैं किसी को. अब अगर हम मार्केट से एक बैग लेंगे, लैपटॉप बैग, इट कॉस्ट अराउंड 600 रुपीज. बट इफ यू बाय इन बल्क, now, if this is the situation, we have to go for the calculation. And primarily, we have two types of calculation in this case or in any type of model. Number one is total cost of inventory. As you know, that total cost of inventory, which has two components, ordering cost and holding cost plus price value, if it is available. And second important calculation is a calculation of economic order quantity, which is EOQ. ये दो कैलकुलेशन आपको मेन करने होते हैं किसी भी इन्वेंट्री मॉडल में. पहला कैलकुलेशन टोटल कॉस्ट निकालना और दूसरा इकोनॉमिक ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी निकालना. These are the two important calculation that we have to do. Now I'll show you. This is what we have. Now may I have your attention please for a while. Before I move ahead and I tell you the formula or the logic of quantity discount model, one very important observation that you have to make is in the EOQ. And if you see the formula of the EOQ, which is a square root of 2 into capital D, that is the annual demand, multiplied by S, which is the ordering cost, and whole divided by capital H. But here in place of capital H, we have given as IP. What is this I? I is a percentage and P is per unit price. So please make a note of it that sometime holding cost is not given to you directly. Rather than it is given to you with the percentage of the price. Some percentage of the price. So percentage of, so I is a percentage and P is the price. तो इससे पहले जैसे हमने बेसिक EOQ मॉडल पढ़ा था तो उसमें डायरेक्ट होल्डिंग कॉस्ट दे रखी थी. कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि होल्डिंग कॉस्ट इज नॉट गिवन टू यू डायरेक्टली, rather than it is given to you the percentage of the price and per unit price is given to you. So if this is the condition, the formula of EOQ will become square root of 2ds divided by I into P. Is this difference is clear? If holding cost is not given to you directly, then it is given to you as a percentage of the price. क्या ये statement clear है सबको?
Yes, sir.
Is this? Yes, sir. Okay. I'm moving ahead. Yeah. Now, dear student, the first important calculation is calculating the economic order quantity for discounting model. अब क्या फर्क होगा इस मॉडल में और इससे प्रीवियस मॉडल में, इस कैलकुलेशन में और इससे पहले वाली कैलकुलेशन में क्या डिफरेंस आएगा? You remember basic EOQ model, we have calculated the economic order quantity only once. We have a formula, we have to place the value of capital D, S and H and we get the answer EOQ. Here in case of discounting model, we have to calculate EOQ not once, rather than we have to calculate the EOQ thrice, 3 times. Or EOQ needs to be calculated for each price range or quantity range. So here in the problem, I will show you, in this problem, if you see this table, which is 12.2, you will see
Sir, we are not able to see.
are presented in range.
Sir,
Yes, please.
so screen is not visible.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just showing you. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please mention anything which is technically not, you are not able to see. For example, if there is any break from my voice, or if you are not able to read the slides properly, feel free to mark that change. So quickly, I'm coming back to quantitative discount model, and I'm telling you what is the difference in the calculation in this model vis-a-vis to the previous model, that is basic EOQ model. In this model, if you see discounting model, we have three range of quantity. We have three prices which are mentioned. One price for 0 to 999. So we have to calculate EOQ for this. Second is the quantity discount from 1000 to 1999 and the price is 4.80. We have to calculate the for this. Third, above 2000 and a specific price is given to us, we have to calculate the EOQ for this third price range. So I'm repeating, हम एक बार Q1 निकालेंगे प्राइस 1 पहली रेंज के लिए, फिर हम Q2 निकालेंगे दूसरी रेंज के लिए, और फिर हम Q3 निकालेंगे थर्ड रेंज ऑफ डिस्काउंट के लिए. So we have now 3 EOQs, Q1, Q2 and Q3. The challenge for us as an operations manager is which Q we have to consider. 3 Q आएंगे, Q1, Q2, Q3. Out of these 3 Q, which Q we have to take it for our use? Or in other words, which is the final EOQ that we have to understand that level of inventory we have to carry. Now, let me start this discussion with the help of a numerical problem. Again, I'm repeating that we have to calculate the quantity for each price range or price discount. And then we finalize that which quantity is we are going to adopt. Let's see the numerical problem which I am showing you. So okay, the same question is same. We have the same price, we have the discount value 4%, 5%, no discount. And please note it down that the annual demand is 5,000. Annual demand is 5,000. Yeah, annual demand is 5,000. And ordering cost is fixed as $49. So 49 is the ordering cost and annual demand, capital D, is 5,000. Holding cost is not given to you directly, rather than we have to calculate, we have to estimate the holding cost, which is the percentage of the price. अब ये जो slide आपके सामने इसको जरा देखिए. First Q1, first EOQ, which is under root of 2 into capital D 5,000 into the ordering cost 49 whole divided by the holding cost. And it is given in the question that the holding cost is 2% of the price. Question में दे रखा है, आप नोट कर लीजिए इस बात को कि annual demand is given as 5,000, ordering cost is given as $49, and the holding price is 2% of the price per unit price, discounting price. So that is why if you see Q1, we have 2 into capital D 5,000 into 49 whole divided by 0.2, that is 2% multiplied with 5. The first, it comes out to be 700 cars per order. Q2, if you see Q2, which is again formula 2 into capital D 5,000 into 49 will remain the same. The only change is in the denominator, because here the denominator is 0.2 of the price. Now when we are taking 0.2 of the price, this time price P is not 5. The price P is the second discounting price, which is 4.80. the order is coming out to be 714. The Q will come out to be 714 cars per order. Similarly, if you calculate Q3 numerator will remain the same, 2 into 5000 into 49 whole divided by 0.4 into the third price. And what is the third price? 4.75. तो आप देख रहे हैं कि from 5000 to 4.80 and from 5 to 4.80 and from 4.80 to 4.75. तीन अलग अलग प्राइसेस थे जो हमने फॉर्मूला में रखे हैं in order to get 3 different values of EOQ. Please tell me if anything is not clear in this calculation. Any value which you are not able to understand, feel free to seek clarification for that. Before I move ahead, please just try to find it out. If anything is not clear, you may raise the question. Fine? So I believe that all of you have a fairly good idea of the calculation of Q1, Q2, Q3.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So now we have 3 options, Q1, Q2, Q3. लेकिन हमें तो एक कोई select करना है EOQ. Now let's see how do we select this Q. Now, as I already told you that our discussion of which value is good is based on, that is Q1, Q2, Q3. Which value is good for us? Which value we have to keep our inventory level? Anybody out of you who will give me a hint? How do I decide that which is good? Q1, Q2, Q3 में से which is the best answer for me? How do I decide?
Sir, Q2.
How? How can
we
you say?
can simply take the average.
We can simply take the average. No. This is not a logic. We have some logic. And that logic is not only mathematical, that logic is practical from the sense of operations management. आप समझिए कि cars की बात हो रही है ये. Manufacturing of the cars is going on.
सर 718 इन तीनों में सबसे ज्यादा वाली जो भी वो लेंगे ताकि नीचे वाली ऑलरेडी कवर हो जाए.
अच्छा. और कोई आइडिया?
और देयर इज नो सेंस.
जो आप में से इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर बता देगा उसे मेरी तरफ से 100 रुपीज प्राइस है.
Q3.
100 rupee token price. I'm not asking you which answer is best, Q1, Q2, Q3. I'm asking you the reason. कैसे पता चले? अभी हमें नहीं मालूम. अभी मुझे नहीं मालूम कि 700 बेस्ट है, 714 है, ये लास्ट है. I don't know.
Sir, to avoid the contingency in the case that
ये सब कुछ नहीं, ये सब कुछ नहीं. हमें वो बात बताइए जो इन्वेंटरी कंटिंजेंसी और ये सब तो सब जेनरिक बातें हैं. Talk in terms of inventory management, which you have learned up till now.
So the quantity which has minimum cost.
That is the point. Muskan has reached to the right answer. कि quantity वो होगी where the total cost of inventory is minimum. That's a point. अब फिर याद करिए ये मुस्कान, मान लीजिए मैं आपके इस आंसर से एग्री नहीं करता तो how do you make me convince with this idea? कैसे आप मुझे कैसे समझाओगे कि टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ इन्वेंटरी मुझे कैलकुलेट करनी ही पड़ेगी? हाउ डू यू कन्विंस मी?
Sir, we will calculate holding cost and we will calculate carrying cost and purchase price and we will get the minimum price.
अच्छा नहीं, suppose I have a confusion. Why do I go for total cost? Why not only holding or carrying or price value? टोटल कॉस्ट ही क्यों कैलकुलेट कर रहा हूं? Why I am calculating total cost? Why not some other cost? From the perspective of inventory management, you have to give the answer and you know the answer. इसलिए मैंने आपसे कहा था कि उस चीज को हमेशा याद रखिएगा. जब मैंने शुरुआत के लेसन आपको इन्वेंटरी के दिए तो मैंने पहले ही बता दिया था कि these are some very fundamental things that you know. Anybody out of you? Why should I go for total cost calculation? Why not only holding or only ordering or only a purchase price? क्या जरूरत है?
because total cost involves the bearing cost and and the fixed cost. In that sense,
नहीं नहीं केशव, ना ना ये सब कुछ नहीं। तो डायरेक्ट बात बताइए, ऐसी बात बताइए जो मतलब मैं भी आपको बताऊंगा तो आप फौरन कहेंगे हाँ। एक लाइन में बस बात है और वो क्लियर है। जैसे अभी मुस्कान ने बिल्कुल सिंपल बात बताई, वो क्वांटिटी जहां टोटल कॉस्ट मिनिमम होगी दैट इज बेस्ट। बिल्कुल अंडरस्टैंडेबल। यस, अब और लोग भी कुछ बताएं। यस, देयर आर मेनी अदर स्टूडेंट्स आल्सो हियर इन द क्लास। कौन चाहता है 100 रुपीज, कौन लेना चाह रहा है भाई, बताइए इसका आंसर। आई विल गिव यू 100 रुपी प्राइस। कौन है जिसको इन्वेंटरी मैनेजमेंट समझ में आ रहा है? कौन है जो ऑपरेशन का सबसे अच्छा स्टूडेंट है इस वक्त? कौन है जो 100 रुपीज लेना चाह रहा है? क्यों टोटल कॉस्ट में निकालूं? आप ये मुझे आपको एक इंटरव्यू में ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है आपसे। यू आर फेसिंग एन इंटरव्यू एंड यू नो दैट यू हैव अ नॉलेज ऑफ इन्वेंटरी मैनेजमेंट, और उन्होंने आपसे ये क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि व्हाई डू आई गो फॉर टोटल कॉस्ट कैलकुलेशन फॉर डिसाइडिंग दैट विच क्यू इज बेस्ट? वो तो हो गया मिनिमाइजिंग द कॉस्ट। वेरी सिंपल थिंग, यू ऑल आर नॉट एक्चुअली। हाँ,
टोटल कॉस्ट में सारी कॉस्ट ऐड होती हैं।
तो भाई वो तो नाम ही उसका टोटल कॉस्ट है साकिब, वो तो नाम ही उसका टोटल कॉस्ट है, वो तो नाम से ही पता चल रहा है। ऐसी बात बतानी है, ये तो 5th क्लास का स्टूडेंट भी बता देगा टोटल कॉस्ट पे टोटल लगा हुआ सब है। ऐसी बात बताइए जो आपको बताई गई थी, कोई नई बात नहीं पूछ रहा है आपसे। आई नॉट आस्किंग यू समथिंग व्हिच हैज नॉट बीन डिस्कस्ड। क्या चीज आपने इन्वेंटरी मैनेजमेंट में ऐसी पढ़ी है जो आप बताओगे और दूसरा इंटरव्यूअर एकदम कन्विंस हो जाएगा कि यस। भाई आप सब लोगों को मैंने ये बात बताई थी,
सर प्रॉफिट डिटरमाइन करने में हेल्प करेगा।
अरबाज सब थ्योरेटिकल बातें हैं, ये सब बातें मत करा करिए। ये सब तो ये बीकॉम फर्स्ट ईयर के स्टूडेंट करते हैं ये बातें, ये सब नहीं। टोटल प्रॉफिट भैया आपने आपको पहले ही बताया था कि टोटल कॉस्ट का एक कर्व होता है, और टोटल कॉस्ट का कर्व जो होता है वो जब आप उस कर्व पे उस ग्राफ को याद करिए, इट्स अ डाउन कर्व एंड द बॉटम ऑफ दैट कर्व is that where the total cost is minimum, and Q, that is EOQ, is that quantity which is corresponding to that total cost. So actually ये Q1, Q2, Q3 calculation is the calculation of that quantity where the total cost is minimum. You just have said. So it is only possible when we have a total cost curve. और कोई कर्व हो, खाली होल्डिंग कॉस्ट का कर्व हो या खाली कैरिंग कॉस्ट का कर्व हो, उससे काम नहीं चलेगा। हमें हर हालत में टोटल कॉस्ट निकालनी पड़ेगी, क्योंकि उसका कर्व जब हम ड्रॉ करते हैं तो वो उसकी जो बॉटम पोजीशन है उस पर क्यू आता है। द वैल्यू एट विच व्हाट इज क्यू अकॉर्डिंग टू द डेफिनेशन, व्हाट इज क्यू? इट इज द वैल्यू वेयर द टोटल कॉस्ट कर्व रीच टू इट्स मिनिमम। बस इसलिए टोटल कॉस्ट हम निकाल रहे हैं। इतनी छोटी सी बात इंटरव्यूअर आपसे पूछ रहा है कि टोटल कॉस्ट क्यों निकालनी है। अब आप उसको सारी बातें बता रहे हैं, टोटल कॉस्ट में ये होता है, टोटल कॉस्ट का मतलब टोटल होता है, उसमें ऑर्डरिंग होती है, वो तो सबको पता है। आप कर्व पे बताओ कि कर्व देखिए सर, ये कर्व है एंड द कर्व इज टोटल कॉस्ट गोइंग डाउन, एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू द डेफिनेशन ये जो Q1, Q2, Q3 है ये उसी कर्व के 3 लो पॉइंट है। तो अब आप Q1 की अब आप बात करिए Q1 की। व्हाट इज Q1? Q1 इज द मिनिमम पॉइंट एट कर्व 1, दैट इज टोटल कॉस्ट 1. What is Q2? Q2 is the minimum point at total cost curve 2. What is Q3? It is the third point of the third curve of total cost. तो अब 3 कर्व हैं अलग अलग। पहला कर्व टोटल कॉस्ट 1, दूसरा कर्व टोटल कॉस्ट 2, तीसरा कर्व टोटल कॉस्ट 3, and at the bottom of all this we have Q1, Q2 and Q3. कुछ समझ में आई बात आपके? Am I able to make you understand this point? I will show you the diagram that may be helpful in making you understand. This curve. Kindly see this curve. This is what I'm referring to. The first curve, which is represented with this blue or the blue line, and it is given to you total cost curve. हमारे पास ऑलरेडी है जो हमने निकाला है Q1 is what? This point A. This is Q1. I'm sorry, this is not Q1, इसका वो पॉइंट जो ऊपर है Q1, A और B अलग अलग पॉइंट, Q2 and Q3 है. Then एक कर्व है रेड लाइन which is total cost curve TC2, that is for second discounting. थर्ड तीसरा कर्व कौन सा है? Total cost 3 which is for third discounting scheme, and we have this point. Now we have to decide that which Q1 we have to do. Let's move ahead once again for the calculation. So we have 3 calculations now. Focus your attention on the first calculation. It's very simple. The first calculation is very simple. Q1 is 700 cars per order. Sorry, आपको पहले तो नहीं कर दिया? So Q1 is the first quantity Q1, which is coming out to be 700 cars per order. It's very simple. Q2 is 714, but now this is a point of discussion. This Q2 you have calculated for second discounting scheme. Q1 क्या था? पहला डिस्काउंट, कोई डिस्काउंट था ही नहीं उसमें, 0.2 into 5 डायरेक्ट. सेकेंड Q2 जो है वो फर्स्ट डिस्काउंटिंग पे है, इसीलिए आप देखिए डिनोमिनेटर में है 0.2 multiplied by 4.80, which is for second discounting scheme. Now what do you mean by second discounting scheme? When you place your order within the quantity 1000 to 1999. जब आप 1000 से 1999 पे क्वांटिटी प्लेस करेंगे, that is Q2. Q3 क्या है? Q3 is for third discounting scheme, and that is why in the denominator 0.2 is multiplied with 4.75. वो थर्ड डिस्काउंटिंग स्कीम क्या था? मोर देन 2000. तो पहला डिस्काउंटिंग स्कीम 0 to 999, सेकेंड डिस्काउंटिंग स्कीम 1000 to 1999, and third discounting scheme is above 2000, and these are this. Up the point here that needs a proper understanding. This is what you have to understand. The adjustment that has been made. First, need not to change anything. पहला तो बहुत क्लियर है, पहली डिस्काउंटिंग स्कीम थी, हमने कर दिया. दूसरी डिस्काउंटिंग स्कीम पर जब आप आए तो आपकी वैल्यू आ रही है 714, लेकिन 714 हम ऑर्डर प्लेस नहीं कर सकते. क्यों नहीं कर सकते? क्योंकि हम डिस्काउंट अवेल करना चाह रहे हैं. तो अगर आप डिस्काउंट अवेल करना चाह रहे हैं, so which quantity you need to order? We have to reach to the closest value, that is 1000. That is why if you see I stuck up 714, right, and we make a modified value which is 1000. क्यों किया ऐसा? Because 714 order नहीं कर सकते. We are following the price 4.80 which is available in second discounting scheme. थर्ड पे आइए, थर्ड पे फिर 718 आ रहा था वैल्यू, इसमें भी हम 718 ऑर्डर नहीं कर सकते. क्यों नहीं कर सकते? क्योंकि वी आर फॉलोइंग द प्राइस ऑफ थर्ड डिस्काउंटिंग स्कीम which is more than 2000, that is more than 1999. So the nearest value is 2000. So we have 3 values of Q1 700, Q2 1000 and Q3 2000. ये बात आपकी समझ में आई या नहीं आई? Are you able to grasp this concept or not?
Yes, sir.
No? Kanishka, what's your reply?
Yes, sir, I understood this.
Any other, please?
Excuse me, sir.
Please.
Sir, is it possible that instead of 1000, we can write any number which lies between 1000 and 1999?
It is possible, but it is not logical. Because suppose you order 1250, I order 1350, somebody else order 1440. So we will not reach to any consensus value. That is why this has been recommended by the expert that choose the value which is nearest to the value, which is nearest to your Q2. And the nearest value to Q2 which is permissible is 1000. So that is why in the graph I have mentioned it as cut point. So what is the break point? Break point is 1000 and the second break point is 2000.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Okay. That's a good question. I'm happy that you are asking very valid and good questions. that improves the level of discussion and that gives us an idea that आप भी इस concept को समझ रहे हो क्या हो रहा है. और बताइए, Q1, Q2 is clear. What about Q3? Why should I move to 2000? Why not? I will keep it 718. ये clear है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, my dear students, we have three values of Q. I am repeating again. Q1 700, Q2 1000 and Q3 2000. तो आप बताइए मुझे नेक्स्ट स्टेप क्या करना है. अभी मुझे ये डिसाइड नहीं कर पाया कौन सा बेस्ट क्वांटिटी है. What is the next step that I have to do?
Total cost.
Absolutely right, Kanishka. The last step is the total cost. I will show you the total cost. One sample total cost. Now, this is the total cost for first Q1. That is what you mean by first Q1. The first Q1 is the 700 value that we are getting. So D by Q into S, ordering cost, holding cost, product cost, and the total cost is coming out to be this one, which is there. So total cost, if you see, we have the total cost is this 25,700. This is the total cost for first discounting scheme. Likewise, you have to calculate the total cost for all, and that is for second. And once you do it, you will reach to this table. This is a summary table. अब आप देखिए summary table को, you will get all the three total cost. If you see the extreme right, the first is 25,700, the second one is 24,725, and the last is 24,000 some value that is already there in the value, 74,800 and something. Now please tell me, out of these three figures, which figure is minimum? Which figure is minimum? Here in this table, which figure is minimum? First, second, or third?
Third.
No, kindly see it carefully. The third value.
Third.
No, third value I'm telling you. Third value is exactly the value is coming out to be 24,000 some 822.50. This is the value that we have. So this is not the lowest value. The lowest value is above 24,725. The third value is 24,822.50. So definitely it is more than that. So again, if you see which is the minimum value, second is the minimum value, which is 24,725. Now this is the minimum value corresponding to which we have to place the order. And that is why finally we decide that we have to maintain the inventory. We have the EOQ of 1000 units, which is at the price of 4.80. Yes, please. This is the last table that I would like to show you with you. So a quick recap of what I have discussed with you. Today I started my discussion on quantity discount model. This is the figure which I have shared with you. Three quantity schemes, discount scheme that we have there. We use the formula of total cost and economic order quantity, EOQ. The only change in EOQ is in the denominator, where holding cost is percentage multiplied with the per unit price. And you calculate 3 EOQ for 3 means for each discounting scheme. Q1, Q2, Q3. We adjust the value of Q1, Q2, Q3 according to the values. And the adjustments are there in front of you. For each Q1, we have calculated the total cost. And we reach to the final answer that wherever the total cost is minimum, corresponding to that, we will order the quantity. And that is our final EOQ, final economic order quantity. With this, I would like to wind up today's discussion. I would like to conclude today's discussion. My last chance to you, in case if you want to seek any clarification, any question from your side, most welcome.
So can you tell us what is the use of graph in this solution?
What is the use of?
Graph.
Okay. That's a good question. This is the graph. Now, as usual, the graph represents 3 curves. Which curve? Total cost curve. Total cost curve first, which is the indication that this is for Q1, for first discounting scheme. Total cost curve 2, which is the indication of the quantity Q2, and this is for second discounting scheme. The third curve is the total cost curve for quantity discounting Q3. Suppose that there are 4th discounting scheme, then we have the 4th curve. So this diagram will help us first of all to understand the total cost, and you also see the adjustment with the help of the breakpoint which I have mentioned. First is 700, we'll keep it as it is. Second is 718, the nearest breakpoint is 1000, and the third is the nearest breakpoint is 2000. So you see the line 1000 and 2000, that vertical line is the breakpoint, and that helps us in adjusting the quantity. That is the purpose of graph.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
I'm sorry?
I think, sir, okay, sir, I understand.
Okay. So with this, I would like to conclude my today's session. I hope you get it. We will share the PowerPoint slides with you and some numerical problem on basic EOQ and discounting model. Tomorrow, we will see, because tomorrow we have an examination in the department. I'm not very sure whether we will engage your class or not, but don't worry. We will rearrange and we will let you know the schedule of the class beforehand. Thank you very much for attending the classes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.